We are back with Dr. Deborah Rosanwo. Deborah, what are most people surprised to discover about you when they get to know you?
Yeah, well, I think people are surprised that I am not arrogant, because I think this is probably one of the first things that one thinks. Maybe because of the way that I carry myself and the way that I speak. Um, uh, I think people are also surprised about my empathy, I think.
Mm, wow. Tell us about when you first arrived in Germany. What was that adjustment like for you?
Whoa, that was something else. We landed in East Germany in the middle of the Cold War. That was 1984. And you landed in a place that was completely militarized, and it was gray, and it certainly was not the way that one expected a European country to be. Having landed in London before, and then landed there in East Germany, and then Leipzig, which was more rundown, completely rundown. But the fantastic part of it was the international community. There were many, many students from all over the world who were there studying on different kinds of scholarship. And that was a very interesting thing. We ended up in a sort of a parallel world, because we could travel. We just had to apply for a visa to leave the country and come back in, and that sort of thing. And the East Germans couldn't. So we were, in the end, privileged in comparison to them. That was also a sort of a very strange situation, because you would have thought that you coming from a developing country, you would have been the one at the bottom of the rung, but it was the other way around for a while. So that was definitely a very interesting part.
How would you say Germany has changed or shaped who you are as a woman today?
Germany definitely has made me aware of very many fantastic qualities of this land. I really appreciate country. I appreciate foreignness. I appreciate, the way that people do care. You cannot imagine how much people donate here to different causes in the world. That is something that I have learned to appreciate. I have become a stickler for punctuality.
Is that
which,
that's good.
Yeah. So I really have to, if I get back home and I start complaining that the aren't coming properly and that kind of thing, I think I'll have a bit of a problem when I do it. Yeah.
If you were not a nuclear physician, what career would you have wanted to attempt today? If you were not a medical doctor, period, what other career?
If I had medicine at all, or what?
Yeah. What would you want to? What would you have attempted?
I would have been a lawyer.
A lawyer.
Yeah. Hmm?
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I didn't even know that I was going to have a scholarship at the very last minute. And I had already been accepted into the University of the West Indies for law. You could say I had 2 scholarships. And I was to start on the Monday, and on the Friday, in the telephone call that I have been accepted for medicine and could go if I wanted to, but then I'd have to leave immediately. And yeah.
So was that a difficult decision for you?
It was a decision that I had to make on my own. My parents said, "This is your life," and my father said, "Obviously, I would be so proud to have someone step into my shoes and start a family tradition of lawyers." But he knew that medicine was my dream, and he wanted also the first. I'm a lot of firsts. The first woman to become a doctor. But he said that it's going to be my decision. So I went into my bedroom and they went into theirs. And I deliberated, I think, a good 3 hours because, it was a lifetime decision. And then I decided for medicine. I said, I think it would be more of my kind of person to be helping, to be doing things for people than to be probably just debating in a court of law. Of course you can help, but you can also end up not really doing the right thing. And I didn't really want to be into that.
If you were to eavesdrop your parents, telling someone about you, what do you think each of them would be saying?
Oh, good heavens. What kind of question is that?
Give it a shot. This is nothing compared to medical school questions. You can answer this.
Come on. Get into someone's head. I think my father would say, definitely my daughter. Strong-willed, intelligent. He loved to boast about her. So please excuse me, but that's exactly what he probably would say. And talented in all fields. I think my mom would probably, she definitely knew me, and she probably would say, hearted. I think that's what she would say. I'm a warm person.
Warm.
I think that's what she would say.
Describe a typical day at work.
The typical day starts with me catching the bus. We are very environmental friendly over here, and take the bus straight to my clinic. And as soon as I get through the door, the 101 questions, patients are already there. I get into my room and start calling the patients. I have a clinic which is for the thyroid gland. So that makes up about 20 patients a day who come in for diagnosis and treatment. That's one of the few fields in nuclear medicine where you actually treat people, and the rest is diagnostic. Then I would be called between to do a myocard perfusion scintigraphy, that is the heart exam. Then I would be called probably to do a positron emission tomography for cancer patients. We deal with a lot of lung cancer patients who are sent from many hospitals in and around Bonn, a radius of almost 100 and something kilometers. So we have about 20 cancer patients in a week. And unfortunately, I am sometimes the first person who has to break the news to them that, that they're positive.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what information, advice do you wish you had known when you were beginning your medical studies?
I would have wished to have been told that you do give a little bit of your soul with every patient that you lose. And you are not taught how to deal with these situations. You're not in medical school there anyway, and it's a situation that one has learned to deal with, and I have drawn from my own experiences at home. I mean, thank goodness we lived at home. Our grandmothers, both my grandmothers, passed away at home and that sort of thing. So I was confronted with this kind of thing from Guyana, and was able to bring that into the situation here. But it definitely is difficult, and there are so many of my colleagues who are at a loss how to deal with these things, how to break bad news, how to the bad news, and how to be empathic without losing part of yourself.
What is one part of your job that troubles you the most, that you'd rather not do? Is that it?
Well, I was never exactly a technical. Very strange that I've landed up in the most technical field of medicine that you could possibly think of.
You think this is fate punishing you?
Pardon?
You think it's a punishment by fate?
Yeah, definitely. It's calmer. Calmer. And I mean, when I do think about Bishop High School and hating physics and maths and doing my extra lessons for it and still coming through in flying colors, but it wasn't, it was always work. I never would have thought that I would have gotten into such a field where I have to do imaging and data, and always with the computer and the cameras, the gamma cameras, and understanding all these things. It's physics, physics to the third degree, to the max. And yeah, there are times when I really do get fed up when the camera decides not to work, and I think, thank God that, one day people, and I don't have to start.
In the chat room, Karen asked, what do you enjoy about your field?
What I enjoy about it? Yeah, I enjoy definitely the quick results. I do enjoy being able to have a question presented to me, and I do my images. I come to a conclusion, and I have a diagnosis, and I definitely have moved people on, moved my consultant or my colleagues on, or the patient, definitely giving them an answer. I do love that.
And Karen, again, do you love your work?
Yes, I do. Yeah. I do. Even though around many corners, I mean, you may have, it's a love-hate situation. As I said, I'm not so much into the technical part, but I do. And yeah, I'm quite happy.
And Trevor asked, would you return as a consultant to Guyana?
If nuclear medicine has been set up,
yeah,
I may return, probably in a teaching capacity. Why not? Ah. But I may not. I'm saying these things. My husband is not at home right now, and he probably would open his eyes quite wide. My husband is Nigerian, and he has other ideas about where we're going to be spending our retirement. So.
What is most fascinating about what you
do? The fact that technology has moved on so far that we are able to see biochemical reactions. That is exactly. I mean, just think about it. We're using positrons. We're using gamma rays. The smallest possible molecules and nucleids and isotopes to detect and to diagnose diseases. When one really thinks about what I'm actually doing, it is a marvel, it's a miracle. And I don't take it for granted.
What is one of the biggest misconceptions people have about nuclear medicine?
They love to. They always think the first thing that they ask is, when I've been injected, will I be radiating all over the place? Will I be able to pass through? And that sort of thing. They sometimes confuse it with therapy. They do think that sometimes it's such a mark of radioactivity. Hair will start falling out, and they're probably going to be sick and that sort of thing. But we are working in a nano. Sometimes I have problems finding the English word, but
that happens often.
Yes, it does. Then that happens often. Yeah.
So when you're in a job, you speak German all the time?
Time, of course. I'm in Germany, aren't I?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But now that you have international patients, so it's just God.
Well, when I have international patients, I do also struggle the first 5 minutes, but yes.
Wow.
I would say that German is actually almost my first language right now.
That is interesting. You know what? I want to dive into your singing career, right? Mm-hmm. This woman, this talented sister sitting opposite me, who is able to create music, to sing without the help of musical instruments. What is that like? If you were to sing If you were to create something now or sing something you have created, there's no musical instrument, what would it sound like?
What do you mean? Are you asking me to improvise?
Just sing, Deborah. Just sing something. Just sing 2 lines. Oh, I try my best live to kind of like smooth this thing out of you, and you're gonna okay, just sing, man. Sing. Thanks a lot.
You are so unfair. This was
What is unfair about that? Uh, Here I am trying my best to finagle 2 bars from you, and you're gonna tell, oh, so you want me to sing? Yes, sing.
man. Look. Oh God, what?
Hey, by the way, you promised, and I have you live. World is watching you. You promised a rendition or a version of human nature.
I beg your pardon? When did I promise that?
Oh, okay. Just let's fast forward and just sing whatever you want to sing, Deborah.
Look, I would have to go and look for the lyrics because do I even know what human nature is now?
Oh,
You talk about something else, and then I'll probably sing you a verse.
okay.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, well, sing anything, anything.
Okay, let's see. You set me, darling, you sent me. I know you send me. Honest you do, honest you do, honest you do. Whoa.
You know what? I could have remained quiet and signaled to you that we want you to continue, but I'm going to let you off.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. In the chat room, Paulette asked, what advice would you give to other young persons studying medicine and would like to venture into your field as a nuclear doctor?
Okay, the nuclear medicine, you definitely, not like me, you should have a love for technical things. You should love physics. You should be on point with, computers and that sort of thing. That is definitely something for the person who loves delving into these sort of things. You are then quite capable of adjusting quite a few things for yourself without having to ask anyone else. You must like detective work. You must be capable of thinking out of the box because as you have heard, many fields of medicine asking you for advice. So it's not as if you're just a gynecologist or you're just an eye doctor or something like that. You have to know, you have to be broadly informed, educated, and be able to jump from one faculty to the next. That is so important. You should also like people, definitely, because if you don't, then you come across the people are scared. The word nuclear medicine, the moment that they hear radiation and they hear nuclear medicine, it makes a lot of people uptight and scared and apprehensive. And I think that is a very, very important part of the whole thing, that you are able to put people at ease and still be professional. Yeah, I think those are the things that you should definitely bring with you.
Paulette said, excellent voice.
Pardon?
I said, Paulette said, excellent voice. You have an excellent voice.
Oh.
Oh, wow. So tell us a little bit more about your singing. So what is your singing like? Is it professional, recreational? Tell us a little bit about it.
It is music. As I said, music is my passion, and I say that what I do is semi-professional from the standard, but it is definitely recreational. It's my pastime, and so that's how I would describe it. I strive for excellence in my work as a medical doctor. I do strive for excellence in whatever I do, be it with the jazz choir or with my sextet, or if I want to do a solo program, that sort of thing. It's pleasing to me, and I must know that I've given my best and that I have managed to touch hearts. That's the most important part.
Rennie, is the cost of medical treatment exorbitant or affordable there?
In Germany, everyone is insured. So, but if one was to pay for it for yourself on your own, as we have patients coming in from the Arabic countries and that sort of thing, then you realize how costly it actually is. But we are all insured. Everyone pays their insurance, and so no one has to sell their house to have a gallbladder operation.
What challenges, if any, did you have during medical school?
Well, I think I just took it on like I took on everything else. I mean, I knew I was there to study, so that was it. My challenges were less the medical school as it is. I was accustomed to having to get up at 5 o'clock and study for an exam and that sort of thing. I took that as part of the deal. That wasn't really a problem. I think my challenges were dealing with the system which I was studying, dealing with the communist system, and not stepping on people's toes because I was so outspoken. I think that was probably more my challenge than anything.
You have a story to share with us?
Pardon?
Do you have a story to share with us? An experience, perhaps, where you stepped on a communist toe?
Let me see. Okay, I was actually getting ready to go to England on my summer holidays, summer vacation, and I had done all my exams except for one, and that was Marxism-Leninism. The guy said, look, I didn't have time to be studying for that, so I said, I'll do that when I come back. So I had my big Marxism-Leninism books in my suitcase, and I was on the border, and the border police wanted to know what was in my suitcase. In my suitcase, I had to sit on it to close it. So I was saying, guys, this suitcase is very difficult to open, and there's nothing of interest in there. So, of course, the one annoyed with me and said, look, would you open the suitcase? So what do you have in there that you're hiding? I said, I'm not hiding anything. I have Marxism-Leninism books. And he thought that I was, taking the mickey up. So he said, well, this thing has to be opened immediately. And he ripped it open. And there on top of my clothes were my Marxism-Leninism books. And he could not believe that England carrying Marxism-Leninism books with me. So then he set up a plan and he sat on the suitcase.
Oh, wow. Deborah, if you had to do this over again, would you do this form of medicine? Okay, let me do this. If you had to walk this way again, pass this way again, what would you change in your career? Would you change anything?
Looking back, I don't think that I will change anything because I have profited from this whole situation. I don't have to go into the clinic and do call and that sort of thing. I am actually in a very privileged position, one of the highest forms of medicine that one can think of, and I have a good life with it, and I still have time for my own hobbies and that sort of thing. So now looking back, it was meant to be. It was my way, even though I didn't know. I didn't know about it. Karma, as I say.
If you could go back in time, what would you tell 15-year-old Deborah?
I'd tell 15-year-old Deborah not to be so impatient.
Have you conquered impatience?
Pardon?
Have you conquered impatience? Okay, sorry.
No.
I just had to stick that in there. Continue, please. What would you tell Deborah?
I probably would tell her that it's okay to fail. I was such an A student and that sort of thing. I just never I never experienced failure.
Mm.
If whenever I did something and I didn't get the kind of marks or whatever that I expected to get, I was devastated. I mean, how could that happen to me, moi? That sort of thing. I think that I would myself to be humble. Not only are you talented, but you should be great. You should be gracious and learn to be humble. And that failure is not a problem. It's just a stepping stone. If you don't get up, then that is a problem. I think that's one of the reasons why I never did my driving license.
You what?
I didn't pass it the first time, and I just got annoyed because I couldn't believe that I didn't pass it, so I didn't do it.
When are you most happy, Deborah?
When I'm most happy? When I'm with my family. I'm such a family person. And when I'm singing, yeah.
What are you most proud of?
Pardon?
What are you most proud of?
Oh. I think I'm most proud of actually being a great stepmother. Yeah.
Ah.
Very difficult thing to be. And I'm very, very proud of the fact that my stepchildren can come to me with anything, that I'm a reference person for them. I'm the person that they would ask when it comes to style and life things and so on. I think I've home here as well, and I think that is something which is very, very difficult.
What is gratifying about being Deborah Rosanwo?
You have some questions.
Would you rather me ask you to sing for us again? Which one? I could pull this question back if you're gonna sing for us.
You don't even make me get any stuff. I don't know. You have to ask people that.
Okay, all right. Finish the sentence. I look forward to Sunday evenings too.
I look forward to things to chill, to just come right back down so that I can have enough to start the next week.
What are you most thankful for?
I'm most thankful for family. I'm thankful for my husband, who has tolerated so much and who gives me so much space to become the person that I am and to do the things that I want to do. I'm thankful for talents. I'm really, really grateful for the fact that I can make music and please people with it and touch hearts, as I said. Yeah. I'm thankful for every talent that I have been given and that I can use.
And for every friend that asks you to sing the first verse of Human Nature, perhaps. Anyway, this is a question I ask all of my guests, Deborah, and you don't just guess. What makes you laugh out loud?
What makes me laugh out loud?
Yes, Deborah, that's the question. What makes you laugh out loud? Yeah, I asked it.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I mean, and I like situation comedy. I mean, things things that just happen. As Germans will say, Schadenfreude. Anybody falls down because they're being stupid and that sort of thing, and it's actually their own fault. I mean, I laugh loudly about that.
I am guilty of still laughing at people this subject. So as grown as I am, I'm guilty. Karma's going to get me for that. But what
I think thing.
Huh?
I think that's a Guyanese thing.
It's a Guyanese thing, yeah. And situation comedy, right? Like being asked to sing Human Nature. That's a promise, Deborah. You promised me. Anyway, I want to thank you so very much, Doctor. So very much for spending your time with us. And it is so late where you are this evening, at this moment. Thank you.
I so much for inviting me. I really enjoyed it. I was rather apprehensive, and I did wonder whether I can talk an hour, but it has flown, and thank you so much.
I am so glad that you said that, Deborah. It pleases my heart. Thank you. Our audience doesn't know, but I'm going to get that song sometime soon, perhaps.
We'll see.
Good night, Deborah.
Good night.
Bye-bye.